Guys, it's Postbox Pat. Welcome back to a brand new map change video inside of the Squid Game's brand new reload map. Now you'll have to bear with me a little bit because I've only watched season 1 of Squid Game, so I don't know all the references if I don't get them all. But first off, we have the classic starting room which we see inside of Squid Games, and obviously this is the one where the players sleep and the players go to during the games, where they consistently go back to, and that is this room here. And this is the spawn room for the island. It's pretty cool. You can't go through these doors, sadly they're just a dead end, and you can't go through the double doors at the end, but it does say the player count up here 40, which is really awesome because obviously reload is 40, and the room design is just really nice. It's a cool pre-game lobby. I'm happy they did it, and it makes it feel a little bit authentic. But so far I've played the game mode and it just feels like normal reload. I may be wrong, but the 2 games I played, I didn't get any mini games or any unique experiences in there. Let me know in the comments if you got any, but personally I didn't. I haven't had time to play too much of it because obviously I want to make this map change video because that's my main priority. Anyway, let's head over to the island. Okay, so starting off, we're going to start at this very right hand side, and we have a Squid Game POI based off some of the prefabs from the new creative update. You can see it just here, you can see it inside, we have different pieces, and it looks like it's under construction and was never entirely finished. But it's one of the bottom right POIs, it officially doesn't have a name. If we keep following up on this right side, we do have Hectic Hedges. This is a maze POI, only a small little maze, it can easily be broken, but that's what we have as this main one. And the first main Squid Games POI we have is Red Greens. This is the red light, green light district. It's a farmland style POI. It reminds me of a chapter 5 POI with the sort of builds they've gone with. It gives that sort of vibe. I do like it. They probably started building this, to be honest, in reality in chapter 5 maybe, so that's why they've probably gone for that sort of vibe with some of the builds. And if you go into the main section of the field, you can see down here we have like a Squid Game style entry bit, and if you go through this door you have the red light, green light section. This is inside of here. It's a big field, it's pretty cool. Once you pass the door you enter straight into the arena and you've got to cross to the other side. I don't know if you get eliminated if you get spotted. I haven't tried this for myself, but let me know in the comments. And once you do make it to the end, you get access to some insane loot, a few chests, and obviously the 3 mega chests, as well as some smaller ones, and a toilet to escape. So it's the first player basically to make it to there, and it looks like there's no building inside of here, and maybe no shooting. Look, it says no building. You can see the no build sign or no something. I don't know if you can shoot in there or not. Let me know in the comments. If you can't shoot, that would make it pretty cool, but if you can, then obviously it's going to be full of griefers, so do watch that and be careful. There's a few different little sections like doors and stuff that lead into little corridors that are quite cool in this building. A lot of the buildings do have these kind of like behind the scenes of Squid Game type vibe. I do like what they've done with it, obviously referencing to the, this is not an actual reference by the way, but obviously we've got the imagined order IO symbol there, which is just a reuse of assets. As we know, the Fortnite storyline is no longer consistent across all the modes. It's just reuse of assets. Okay, there we have it. We do have the red light, green light section, red greens, that's called. Now we're going to go over to the next POI, which is going to be Phony Crossroads. This is a cool one. Again, this is a normal Crossroads POI, but remixed into the Squid Game vibe. And I think they've done a great job with this. It is different, obviously, but it does bring that Crossroad POI vibe back, obviously with the Squid Game style, and it's really cool. I like the way they've done like cardboard cutouts of the vehicles. I think that's really funny and quite unique, and they've done that on a few of the different pieces, as well as these kind of like background pieces to give the Squid Game feel. And even the builds have their walls changed, the colors and the design. I think they've done a great job with it, and generally I do like what they've got. All of this stuff is gonna be in creative, so it is gonna be in there for us to use on the Squid Game IP stuff. If you want to build a Squid Game theme map, I'll have a go at it. I think I'm gonna do some sort of red light, green light thing, but it's gonna be pretty cool, so keep your eyes peeled for that. I'm gonna work on that soon. It takes a long time to build a map, guys, nowadays in UEFN. It's a lot slower just because the software's slower and there's more required to get it up to date with the algorithm, so things take a lot longer now. Okay, so this is just a little POI next to Phony Crossroads. You can see it's very similar to the ones that we had at Paradise Palms, but obviously a Squid Game theme. I love this sort of vibe they've done with the Squid Game stuff. I wish they did this a long time ago. It feels like it's a little bit late. This would have been really, really cool back in the day. Now it just doesn't seem to have the same effect because of the way UEFN is so widespread, and players are playing different game modes. You got Blitz, Reload, OG, BR. There's so much to cover with map changes and stuff. It's almost impossible to keep track of everything, but this back in the day would have been amazing. Imagine this in like chapter 3 or even chapter 2. Chapter 2, there was so many dead periods where this would have just absolutely been amazing. Maybe not just Squid Game. I don't know if Squid Game was around in Chapter 2, but it was towards the middle, but it would have been cool just to have something like this. I know it takes a long time to get these partnerships agreed, but come on, Fortnite, you could have done something major with this, like a whole remix for like a week or two, but obviously that time has passed and we have it now in Reloads. This is the other POI, which we're at here, Manager Meals. I think this is maybe something to do with the leaders of Squid Game, maybe the mansion guys, the guys that control the game controller. I think that's what the vibe is down here. There might be a few Easter eggs that I do miss, bear in mind, because I've only played, you know, I haven't really fully played this map yet, and it is absolutely huge. Everything on this map is brand new, so apart from like being remixed POIs, it's just amazing to see. Now this next section doesn't actually have a name, but it's quite a big section and it leads to the main labyrinth in the center. You can see all of this here. We've obviously got this lower section which you can loot up, and you can go through all of this, which will take you through to the main labyrinth, and that is the main bit in Squid Game, which you go inside. You can see behind the games, you can obviously go inside, almost like a movie set. I do love what they've done with this, and then obviously this is the main bit that they climb. This is the labyrinth, the main section in Squid Games. It's a really cool centerpiece for the map, and it's probably one of the hot spots for people to drop. You can come at it from this side as well, which is like this side of the cave. It reminds me of the grotto a bit. It's kind of cool. Also reminds me of the one where Gunner used to be based in Chapter 3. A little bit dark. For some reason the replay does that. Let me just wind it back to fix it. Okay, so yeah, like I was saying, it's a little bit dark in here, but we should be able to get it to work now. There we are. Lights up a little bit, and then we can see the inside of this section. Looks really nice. You can drop in from this side as well if you'd like to drop into this POI. Okay, let's get out of the labyrinth and go to some of the main stuff. One of my favorite rooms in here, just before we move over, is this control room. You can see the entire map on this control room. Now, I don't think it's real time, sadly. These are just pre-made pictures of the different POIs around, but it's amazing to just see all the different games and Squid Game stuff with the references and the different control rooms. Reminds me of a little bit of the one we had with the bridge, you know, and we had the imposter game mode, so I do like that a lot. Anyway, let's head out of this main section, the main labyrinth in the center, and move over to another POI. We've still got a few other POIs to explore on the other side of the map. We've got one at this far side over here. This is Costly Condos, which I believe is what it's called. If I'm right, I may be wrong, but I think that's what it's called. And here we can see on this section, it's more of a kind of like an area where people would go and stay, and like a holiday resort type vibe. It doesn't really give much Squid Game vibes at all. It kind of gives that Chapter 5 Season 4 vibe. I feel like there's not many Squid Game references at all in here. I don't see any. What about these screens? Maybe, maybe not. No, it doesn't feel like there's much Squid Game stuff going on at all. It just feels like some sort of resort area. But it's a cool little POI, definitely worth checking. It's only small though, very small. Reload is quite small in general. Another like kind of military tower area. Can you go in here? Yes, you can. It's kind of cool. Some more cameras of Squid Game stuff up top. What is that there? That room there? I don't know what that is. I don't think it's got traps in. Wherever that is, that looks really cool. I don't know what that is though. I may never find it. I can see some traps at that bottom left. So if you know where that is, let me know in the comments, because I don't know where that is currently. We've still got a few other POIs to explore though. It could be one of them. All right, so next POI we're going to be going to is going to be over on this side. We've got the helipad, which is kind of nice where people could drop in. We've also got some other stuff over here, like a dock sort of POI where boats could possibly be. Kind of like that. Now let's move over. Oh, that actually has a name. I think it's called Arrivals. I think it's the Arrival POI where players would arrive to the island. So I like that. Definitely a cool dock. And it's obviously got its docking station here where you'd get sent to with a big yacht or something. I like that a lot. All right, let's move over to this far side of the map. This side we've got players power. Now I can't actually go close to this. There's like an invisible barrier in the replay for some reason. The replay could be really buggy inside of this. I don't know why I can't get over there, but it looks like it's some sort of factory POI. Doesn't look like anything to do with Squid Games there. Players power, I guess this is what powers the island. And then obviously we've got another little section here, which is like a little resort, like a little kind of shop area. I love all the little paper cutouts. It's so cool to have of the cars and the vehicles. I find that quite funny. Weird that there's a weird barrier here, but that's what it is. Oh wow, look at this POI. This POI is huge. This is the Square Meals, and this place is ginormous. Oh wow, look at it. So inside of here we do have a variety of different stuff. We can see obviously we've got the different food areas. We've got the tomato town appearing. We've got the tacos appearing. We've even got the fish sticks appearing, and we've even got Mancake's barn making a return, the butter barn. Oh wow, this is super cool, and some cool references back to the old POIs. I love this square. This square is awesome, and in the center it does have the giant money llama as well, which is really cool. Sadly, there is no money inside of here right now. Can you go underground in here? No, it doesn't look like you can. But this is just a giant Squid Game POI. It's a unique POI. It's very crowded. This is probably going to be the main drop because of how big it is. The Square Meals POI. It's absolutely huge. I love it. It's very Squid Game vibe. You can see it looks like a scene almost, because around the outside of these, they're almost just being held up by wooden pieces, like almost like a movie set. And then when you go inside, all the houses Are they operational? No, a lot of them are completely empty. I love this design. It's like almost like they've gone with it, but not fully furnished everything. I think that's so cool. So it looks like this is just like a movie set area. Oh, wow. I do like what they've done here. Definitely check this out. Obviously, the classic POIs like the taco is going to be furnished, and obviously all the others. Nope, Der Burger, though. It's been replaced by the taco one, which we did get in Season X. So I do like what they've got with that. I don't think we'll see many changes to reload maps. We don't usually get map changes on the reload maps. They're only here for a short period, or when they initially release, they don't usually additionally add map changes to reload maps. It's kind of like a one-off video, this. I don't think we'll be making another one unless they make some big map changes. You probably won't. And finally, we've got designer docks. I'm guessing this is where things come in for material wise to be distributed around the island to build stuff. I think they've really done a good job. You can see obviously we've got the cardboard cutouts of the cars all here. We've got the different field, the rocks, the cars, the bins. Oh, it's a really cool little POI, and they've done a great job with the Squid Game stuff. The island does feel alive, and it does feel like a place that you want to go to and check out. But that's going to be it for today's map change video. If you're new, tap that subscribe button, and if you'd like to support me further, don't forget to pop code POST into your item shop, and don't forget to go and give Toy Box and 50 Fashion a go if you haven't played them in a while, or if you've never played them, go and give them a go. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.